What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop, and as you may well know, we just got some brand new trailers for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Legends Arceus this morning. I already did my live reaction to them. You can go check that out with the card on screen if you haven't seen it yet, but now I'm back for even more Pokemon Legends Arceus content specifically because there were a lot of new things revealed in this trailer. Obviously, that game, as opposed to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, is where the newer content is coming from because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are, of course, remakes. And concerning Legends Arceus specifically, there was a lot of new detail in this new trailer that has me just unbelievably hyped for this game, and there's also detail that you might have missed from the trailer as well, and that is what we're going to be going over in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out 10 details, amazing details at that you may have missed from the new Legends Arceus trailer. Now, the first thing to note with these details is that they technically weren't specified in the trailer itself. They actually come from the website, which is a good place to go to get some supplemental information for these kinds of trailers. And the first one we're going to go over are the typings of the brand new Pokemon that we saw in the trailer. We got a total of 4 new Pokemon in this trailer. 2 regional variants and 2 completely brand new Pokemon that are basically regional evolutions like we got in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The first of these is Growlithe, better known as Hisuian Growlithe, because according to the trailer, at this point in time, the Sinnoh region is known as the Hisui region, which is something I am definitely going to be talking more about in the future, but as it pertains to the Pokemon, and Growlithe specifically, it is a Fire Rock type, which is a really cool typing for a regional variant of Growlithe to have. Next up, we have the regional variant of Braviary, who is Psychic Flying type. We have the evolution of Stantler, known as Weirdeer, and it is a normal Psychic type, which might throw some people off because it looks very much like an Ice type, but if you take a little bit closer of a look at it, you can start to see why it's a Psychic type, because it's supposed to be an old, wise man. It's going for that kind of motif, so it's a normal Psychic type. And then finally, we've got Basculegion, which is an evolution of Basculin. Holy crap, they gave Basculin an evolution. I still can't believe it. And it is a water ghost type. And the reason why it's a water ghost type is because of the reason it evolves. And the reason it evolves is because a Basculin gets possessed. This is all according to the website. A Basculin gets possessed by the souls of other dead Basculin that were in its school of Basculin, that were in its group. It gets possessed by a bunch of dead souls and it evolves. That has got to be the most metal description background of a Pokemon that we've ever had, and for Basculin of all Pokemon. Officially redeemed. You are officially not a bad Pokemon anymore. Okay, so all of those typings were kind of just one detail, so we've got a lot more to go. And the next one I'm going to talk about is something that was sort of touched on in the trailer, but I wanted to bring it up because it is discussed in a little more detail on the website, and it has to do with the catching of Pokemon and gathering them for the Pokedex. It states on the website that just catching a Pokemon is not going to give you its Pokedex entry. You're actually going to have to do research tasks and do other activities, I guess, surrounding each Pokemon you catch in order to properly develop its Pokedex entry, which is something that I very specifically wanted back when we got the first trailer. I wanted it to be more of a process to put together this Pokedex than just a catch-a-thon, and so this has me just so hyped. I cannot wait to see what these research tasks entail. Another thing they briefly touched on in the trailer / the Pokemon Presents, where they kind of went into things in a little more detail, is the fact that there is crafting in this game, which is really cool. However, it seems that the crafting isn't just gonna be sort of there, but not really too extensive. No, it seems like it's gonna be pretty extensive because it even goes down to little basic items like the Pokeball. According to the website, you craft Pokeballs in in this game as opposed to buying them, at least that we can see at this point, and the specific ingredient list, if you will, for a Pokeball is stated to be an apricorn and a tumblestone. So it seems like, as I said, that crafting is going to be pretty extensive if it is trickling its way down to even the most basic of items like a Pokeball, which I am all about. It's going to make going out into the world and just exploring so much more fun if we have materials to gather that we can use to create items. It also seems that we might be crafting all or at least most of our items, because it's also stated that the base camps that were mentioned in the trailer are effectively, it seems like, going to take the place of Pokemon centers and marts, because they are going to be the places once you're out in the wilderness where you will heal up your Pokemon just like Pokemon centers, and they're also the places where you can craft these items which you would normally be buying at a Pokemart. So it seems like crafting is going to be pretty extensive, which I am immensely excited for. And speaking of items, it seems like Pokemon Legends Arceus is taking a unique approach to items, just like it is with basically everything else in the Pokemon formula, because as the website states, there are going to be items that are a lot like the items in Pokemon Snap that you use to attract the attention of Pokemon and get them to come near you and things like that, because it shows on the website an item known as a smoke ball, which can be used in order to give yourself some cover if you don't have anything to hide behind while you're trying to sneak up on a Pokemon. And this is just, oh, this sounds so cool. I think just having a variety of items like this that will allow you to catch Pokemon easier or will aid in catching the Pokemon and just sort of add to the experience is just going to make this so much more fun. If we sort of have to use these various items and then subsequently craft them in order to be able to catch these various Pokemon, like maybe we need to use the Smoke Ball to get a little closer to a Pokemon that might otherwise quickly run away. I think that concept sounds incredible, and I am so ready for it. Another really interesting detail that was specified on the website is that it seems like there's going to be new effects for already existing Pokeballs that have been in previous games. For instance, on the Legends Arceus website, it shows another ball besides the Pokeball known as the Heavy Ball, which we have seen in other Pokemon games before. However, the effect of the Heavy Ball doesn't have to do with the weight of the Pokemon you're catching like it does in the main series games. It actually has to do with Pokemon that have or have not noticed you yet, because according to the website, the Heavy Ball will work better if the Pokemon you are using it on hasn't noticed you yet. However, by a trade-off, the Heavy Ball is heavier than most other Pokeballs, so you're not going to be able to throw it as far. So if you want that better catch rate, you're going to have to get a little closer to the Pokemon, and that creates a nice trade-off. And if we're going to have Pokeballs that have effects like this, once again, I am just going to flip my lid. Every detail I learn about this game just makes it sound better and better and makes me even more hyped for it. Moving along though, during the Pokemon Presents, it talked about how the Sinnoh region at the point in time that Legends Arceus takes place is actually known as the Hisui region. And when they were talking about this, they showed an older map of Sinnoh from back when it was known as Hisui. And this actually gives us some neat little details in terms of how the Sinnoh region is going to look in this game. This is supplemented by some details on the website that states that Sinnoh, or rather Hisui, is going to be split up into different areas that are basically going to have different biomes and going to have different Pokemon to catch and things like that. And it seems, based on this map, that there are at least 5 different discernible areas in Sinnoh that we're going to be able to explore. It even mentions on the website that one of these areas is known as the Obsidian Fieldlands, which is a meadow tree-like type of area, and it seems, based on the description, that it might be one of, if not the first area that we get to explore in the Sinnoh region in this game, hence why it's also mentioned on the website. So, very interesting to see how the Sinnoh region is shaping up in this game. Moving along though, another thing that we get to see in this trailer is a better look at the town that we got to see in the first trailer, and we even get to learn its name, which is Jubilife Village. This is in fact what is eventually going to become Jubilife City in the modern Sinnoh region. And if we look at the building of the Galaxy team, who is the team that you are working for as the player to help build Sinnoh's Pokedex, we can actually see some piping on the building that resembles Galarian wheezing, which is not only a cool Easter egg, but also has me wondering how it might affect the story. It has me wondering if Galar is going to be mentioned by name. I kind of feel like it will, especially if something like this is present, and if so, how is the Galar region going to factor into the story? I'm very interested to see how, if at all, that will actually end up coming to fruition. Another small yet notable detail that comes from the website is the official names of the player characters. Yes, they look like Lucas and Dawn, but they are not Lucas and Dawn. They're probably their ancestors, to be honest, because their names are officially Akari and Ray for the female and male respectively. And the reason why we can say they are most likely ancestors is not only because of their visual similarities, but because their names come from the same sources that Dawn and Lucas come from. Akari is very similar to Dawn's Japanese name Hikari, which has to do with light as far as its meaning. It's a word meaning light, I believe, or something relating to light. And then Ray obviously is naturally most likely coming from ray, as in sun ray, ray of light, that kind of thing. So they have the same etymology as Lucas and Dawn's names do, which is really interesting. I mean, not a big detail, but just cool to know what the official names of these characters are. Another detail that is mentioned on the Legends Arceus website has to do with the Galaxy team that we are going to be working with to build Sinnoh's very first Pokedex. Now, there is a lot of very interesting things about this team that I will definitely be talking about at some point in the future, but in terms of this specific detail, it mentions on the website that in order to join this team, we're actually going to have to complete a trial of some kind. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what that trial is. Obviously, it's going to take place at the very beginning of the game, and yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what that ends up becoming once we actually get our hands on the game. And finally, one more detail that you may have missed from this Legends Arceus news drop concerns that map I mentioned earlier of the early Sinnoh / Hisui region. On this map, not only does it have the Sinnoh region broken up into its different areas like I mentioned, but if you look in the upper right portion of the map, we can very clearly see Stark Mountain, which means that we're probably going to be able to go to Stark Mountain and the rest of the battle area in this game, which is really cool because given that's a post-game area, it wasn't necessarily guaranteed, so the fact that it now seems like it's likely is awesome because it just gives us more area to explore and more of Sinnoh to see in this early time frame of the distant past. And there you have it. Those were 10 amazing new details that you may have missed from the new Legends Arceus trailer. Are you guys hyped? Because I am beyond hyped, so let me know all your thoughts on all of these details in the comments below. Personally, they just make me more and more excited, and I hope they make you excited as well. If you're new as well, be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will be back with more Legends Arceus content very soon. I'll be coming back with another video on the normal schedule starting tomorrow, and we'll just kind of go back to our normal upload schedule from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed these bonus videos, and until the next one, as always, thanks for watching, I love you very much, and I will smell you guys later.